In this review, we're looking at the Numark Party Mix 2 and at the Numark Party Mix Live, two DJ controllers that have just been released. I'm going to ask whether these are worth the money, whether they cut too many corners, whether they're actually a lot of fun and you should go and buy one immediately. By the end of it, you'll be sure about all that stuff. Now, as ever, if you enjoy this, please do subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so we can let you know when we go live with more reviews and talk-throughs just like this one. So these have just been released. This one here, the Party Mix 2, is a direct replacement for the Numark Party Mix, which we reviewed 5 years ago. The Numark Party Mix 2 improves in pretty much every way over the original Party Mix. It's a better build, it's got much the same features, but they have added filter knobs now as well. It's just generally an improvement. I mean, for instance, they've got rid of the hardwired USB cable to go off to your computer. They've swapped the output from 2 RCAs to a 1/8 inch output, which can use a lead like this, just a standard little headphones type lead to plug into your speakers. So lots of little refinements on here, and overall the improvements mean that it's a better controller. And yes, it does have those lights on the back you can see flashing away on this one below here. It's always been its little calling card, having a mini light show built into it. So if you just always looked at the Party Mix and thought, yeah, maybe this is an improvement, you can go for it pretty safely. But the one underneath is the one everyone's going to be talking about. And of course, the reason people are going to be talking about this one is it's got built-in speakers. So the speakers are at the back of the unit and they are small. They're stereo, but they are very small and they sound all right. If I get something playing on here, that's just coming through my little microphone clipped to my shirt. Got your bass, treble, filter. They sound all right. They're all right for practicing. I wouldn't use them at a party, but they're all right for practicing. It does distort if you turn it up too loud. Got a horrible kind of transistor radio sound to it when you push it a little bit hard. But the speakers are okay for what they're intended for, which I guess is just practice. You know, even this one here has got the ability to plug in an extra speaker with the provided lead. So you're not meant to use these speakers exclusively, not by any means. Let's have a little talk about how some of the other functions work on it. So your pads here, you only got 4 pads. These can control hot cues. They're just set to different hot cues on the track. You can't actually delete them because there's no shift button, which you normally have to press to delete hot cues. Then you have your loop mode and you press this pad mode button there to switch to loop mode. In loop mode, you get looping a beat there, 2 beats. And you can see that on the software itself. 4 beats there. It's not brilliant, because it doesn't matter what you change in the software itself, these are only ever going to loop 1 beat, 2 beats, 4 beats and 8 beats. You have a sampler and you have effects as well. Let's just switch over to the effects here and I can show you how they work. So these will basically trigger an effect in the software. It's triggering a low pass filter, turning it off, triggering an echo, triggering a reverb. And this one here, the 4th button, will change how quickly that effect cycles in the software. So you've got control over 2 effects units on here, and you set in the software the effects you want. So over here, I would set that I want the effects to be, we saw there, low pass filter, delay and reverb were the ones that we were listening to, but I could just as easily have set them to something else and then those buttons will trigger them. So it's okay. You know, the thing with these controllers is you're getting rudimentary control over the software, because that by design there's not much on them. So if you want to have bigger control, you want to have 3-band EQ, better effects control, 8 pads and the ability to delete pads and reassign things and stuff, you're going to be looking up a little bit at buying the next level of controller, the $300 to $500 mark. Remember, these are $130, $180. So are they any good? Well, you're getting a lot for your money here. For instance, with this one here, you're getting a DJ controller, you're getting free software in the box that it'll work with, including access to all streaming services like Tidal, Beatport Link, Beatsource Link and SoundCloud Go Plus. You're getting an audio interface, so you've got separate headphones and output for your speakers. You've got speakers built in as well, and you're getting a little light show. So really, You're getting everything you need to get started. If you're a super casual DJ, just messing about, or maybe you're buying for your kids, you're not sure whether this is something you're going to want to do long term, or maybe you know you're only going to want to do it once or twice a year. It's a bit silly spending more than that kind of money. And of course, they're a lot of fun because of all that stuff that you get in one unit. I think the biggest questions here are, should you spend a little bit more to get something at the more usual entry level point, $300 to $500? Well, maybe that's just a decision you're going to have to make depending on how seriously you are. But once you do that, you get more of those features I talked about. And the second decision is, which one do you go for? Do you go for the little $130 mix, Numark Party Mix? Party Mix 2, or do you go for the one that I've got on the desk here that's got built-in speakers? So there's a couple of pros and cons about these. So the first thing is, the one that's got the built-in speakers comes with a power supply that you need to plug in order for it to work. It won't work without that, even if you're not using the speakers. So that means that you're always going to need a power supply, whereas this one will take its power happily from your laptop or iOS device, and then so you can use it anywhere and plug your headphones in or whatever, and you're off. So bear that in mind. The second thing to bear in mind is that the one with the speakers, you're paying $50 more for it. So could you find a speaker for $50 that sounds better than them? Maybe. The problem is that even Bluetooth speakers that have got an auxiliary in, which you're going to need to plug in the lead, because you can't connect Bluetooth from DJ controllers because of the delay that happens. Even those, even when you connect them with the wire, a lot of them still have a little bit of an audio delay. So it's not going to be just as easy as finding any old speaker that sounds better than the two speakers built into this and hoping it works. You're going to have to check there's no audio delay, because, you know, just a couple hundred milliseconds can really throw your mixing out. So as an all-in-one package, the one with the speakers in is a lot of fun, and there's nothing else quite like this out there at the moment. You can't buy a DJ controller with built-in speakers like this. You know, in truth, I'd like to see it with better quality speakers. I'd also like to see it with a rechargeable battery, so you don't have to worry about taking a mains socket, because it's insanely portable, this, right? And yet you're tied to plugging it into the wall. So there are compromises going on, and there's a few decisions to make. But basically, if you've got under $200 and you're looking for something that can get you started in DJing, the original Party Mix is now better value than ever. And the Numark Party Mix Live is definitely worth considering. It's certainly cute, and some people are going to look at it and just think, I really want that. What a great idea. And that could be you. So if you want to read more about these with more technical details and so on, it's all over on the website. The links are underneath, along with pricing in other currencies as well. Do let us know what you think about this though. Are these for you, or are they a little bit underpowered? Do you think they've missed a trick with not having a battery in them? Would you like to see the speakers sounding better, or are they all right for you like that? Let us know what you think in the comments underneath. And meanwhile, as ever, get good, get out there and make the moments. This has been the Digital DJ Tips look at the Numark Party Mix 2 and the Numark Party Mix Live DJ controllers. And I'll see you again soon.